Hey guys, got a quick Star Trek Online news video for you because Star Trek Online has not only teased a new ship, but also teased a new collaboration with IDW Publishing. So I know this isn't exactly breaking news. News of this ship actually hit the Star Trek Online Discord not that long ago, which means it was also on the Reddit. And I know IDW has also put out their own announcement, which all that together means IDW probably released this by accident, and Star Trek Online is like, all right, I guess we have to say something now. And I'm guessing that's what's going on, but they have said something now. So let's get a look at this thing. Soon, our friends at IDW Publishing will be launching the first issue of their new groundbreaking Star Trek comic series titled The Last Starship. This series takes place in Star Trek Discovery's 31st century, immediately after the calamity known as the Burn destroys almost every starship in the Federation simultaneously. It is a frightening and tumultuous time, and The Last Starship promises to explore these events with the heart and flair writing partners Colin Kelly and Jackson Lanzig have brought to their Star Trek comics over the years. Of course, a new series means a new starship, and in this case, The Last Starship. The USS Omega makes its debut in The Last Starship #1 and carries Captain James T. Kirk and its new crew into the dangerous reaches of the galaxy forever changed. It is a ramshackle, jury-rigged example of Starfleet ingenuity compounded by desperation. The Omega is built on the bones of the ancient USS Theseus, another IDW ship re-released in Star Trek Online back in 2023, but attached to the Theseus's original skeleton are parts of several scavenged Starfleet ships from across the eras of Star Trek's past. To celebrate the launch of this new series, we've again collaborated with IDW to bring the Omega to life in Star Trek Online. Keep an eye out on our website for more details next month, but in the meantime, be sure to pick up IDW Star Trek The Last Starship #1 when it releases on September 24th, wherever comics are sold. In that issue, you'll also find an exclusive look at the process of adapting the Omega's unique design to Star Trek Online's gameplay. That's all for now, but before I go, I wanted to leave you with an image of the final in-game model of the Omega as a teaser for what you can expect next month. As always, thank you for exploring the final frontier with us. See you out there that away. Thomas Maroney, art director at Star Trek Online. And as you already saw, that is the ship right there, the USS Omega, which apparently is built on the skeleton of the USS Theseus, which is also from IDW. Now, at first glance, I mean, you can probably kind of see doesn't look a lot like the Theseus. I mean, I could see some examples like these little pod sections here kind of look like those little pod sections on the back of Theseus. And the shuttle bay down here kind of vaguely in the shape of the TMP era version of Theseus, not so much the mainline Theseus that we see in the mainline Star Trek comic. But the rest of it is very clearly much in the shape of a Constitution class, though one that's been slapped together with whatever parts that they can get their hands on, which really fits the vibe of The Last Starship. I've been hearing a bit about The Last Starship, the series that is, from various stuff from IDW, and it sounds interesting. But like like they said in the article here, it is meant to be a series exploring the post events of the Burn. So basically, when the Federation is at its most tumultuous, and for some reason James Kirk is there too. I don't really know how they're explaining that, but I'm sure that'll get addressed at some point. It's hardly the first time that Star Trek beta canon has explored the idea of Kirk being resurrected. I mean, Shatner has a whole line of books around that, but I guess now we're going to see Captain Kirk during the Burn, which could be interesting, but yeah, definitely kind of a stretch of an idea out there. But of course, it's comic books. The ideas are always kind of like out there. When that's kind of part of the fun part of the Star Trek comics. They're a little they're a little fan fiction-y, which is kind of neat. And I do say that as a fan. Like I said, IDW has already made their own announcements, which includes these images, which is another write-up, which goes into further detail of making the Theseus adapted to Star Trek Online. You can see a bit of concept art right here for in-progress stuff. I think, Deca concept artist Jamie Armstrong Hughes was tasked with interpreting the original IDW art into making it into 3D art. So Jamie Armstrong Hughes is the one who adapted this ship into the 3D model, which we've seen Jamie's work already multiple times on the channel through Star Trek Online, because they did like the Kitty Hawk and the recent Trafalgar and some other ships that I can't remember off the top of my head right now because it's 5:30 in the morning. And some more concept art here on the second page. But yeah, that's really about it. Just and some more summary on bringing the art style into Star Trek Alliance art style. But yeah, it's interesting, but that's kind of about it. There really isn't that much more information on information. I'm sure you guys care more about like stats or like what ships can you customize this with, because this is clearly based on the Constitution's look. So the big question right now, in my opinion, is probably going to be, is this going to be kit bashable with existing models of the Constitution in Star Trek Online, and which ones? Is it going to be kit bashable with the original constitutions, or is this going to be a larger one and is it going to be kit bashable with like the Discovery constitutions, or is it going to be really big and be customizable with the Kelvin constitutions? That one seems like a bit of a stretch given those, I don't think they would want to cross Prime and Kelvin timeline like that, but who knows? Or is this going to be on its own thing? Or maybe even a bigger stretch, is this going to be customizable with the Theseus in game? Because like it does say this thing was built on the Theseus skeleton, but I'm assuming that's more of a in lore explanation than an actual like explanation of the art of the ship. So who knows what or if this thing will be kit bashable with anything else in Star Trek Online. But yeah, as for the Omega, as it's going to be in Star Trek Online, there really isn't much else to do except speculate, because we're not going to be getting any more information on the ship until sometime next month. So stay tuned till then. Anyway, there's not much else to talk about in Star Trek Online right now. They're currently doing the Star Trek Day celebration thing, which means just the famous ships from the shows are going to be on display around ESD and Deep Space Nine, and you go up to them. They gave a little summary of the ship and the crew and the vibe of the show and all that. So yeah, you can get a good look at those while they're live. I think they're live until later this week. Oh, that's live till the 22nd. Okay, so this is going to be up for a bit. So yeah, along with that, have fun dealing with President OK going with citizens of the Federation before quickly closing that dialogue window. A little bit of news for the PC side of Star Trek Online. The Klingon recruitment event has started over there. It's going to be live started on the 8th, and it's going to be live until September 29th. So if you've been wanting to make a new Klingon character or any character on the KDF side of Star Trek Online, as long as it's in the main KDF faction, now's a good time to do it, because the KDF recruitment event is live, and this is a good chance to potentially earn some really fantastic rewards, including, keep in mind, this is the only recruitment event that actually rewards a tier 6 ship. Now, it is only technically a tier 6 ship, because one of the hallmarks of a tier 6 ship is that they always have some kind of specialization seating. And this bird of prey that it rewards doesn't actually have any specialization seating, but it does come with a starship trait. It comes with Withering Barrage, which we've talked about quite a bit lately, with how, comparing how widely available Withering Barrage is and how not widely available the recent Fire at Will extension trait is currently available, given that they released on a promo ship. Again, dick move, Deca. God, it's amazing how many times I'm still able to bring that up. Anyway, yeah, so KDF recruitment event live until the 29th, so be sure to make a KDF character and get it at least through the tutorial, so you can get the unique item, so you can access the recruitment awards, and then you can just finish the rewards in your own time. There's also a Zen sale going on for the PC side of Star Trek Online. I actually talked about this already because it started around when I released the hands-on review video for the Trafalgar. I talked about it at the end of that video. So the Lobi and Key sale, those have ended by now, but the bonus Zen sale, that is still on and is going to be live until the 17th. So if you're still wanting to pick up some Zen on sale, now is a good time to do it. So if you're buying Zen through Epic or through Steam, you'll get an extra 20% Zen on top of your normal purchase. Or if you have your account linked to the Epic Game Store and you're buying Zen through Epic, then any Zen bundles that you buy will be 20% off. And of course, if you're buying Zen or anything else through the Epic Game Store, please be sure to use my content creator code STU1701. I really appreciate it because it really helps me out and the channel. Oh, and speaking of the Firewall Extender trait, the Breen Dreadnought Carrier has dropped onto the Xbox and PlayStation side for Star Trek Online. So if you are someone who wants to blow a bunch of money on Infinity promo boxes, you can get a chance to win this ship, but just wait for next year's event campaign if you're wanting to get your hands on that. And the last thing to talk about here is that Star Trek Online has released the part 2 of the Heart of the Matter Q&A that they did. They did part 1 a while back, and now they are releasing the rest of that Q&A. So if you're curious about the whole design and writing process of the latest mini episode that they did, Heart of the Matter, you can go check that out. I'll link this down below in the pinned comment for you to go over, because I'm not going to read out the whole thing. because it's somewhat lengthy. So yeah, go check out the Q&A to get some more insight on the development of that episode. Now, this, while technically not Star Trek Online news, is still technically Star Trek news, because Volante Design has released a new Star Trek jacket. This one is based off of the uniform that Captain Riker wore in Season 3 of Star Trek Picard. As you can see, it's still very clearly the classic Star Trek color scheme, you know, mostly black with the division color around the shoulders. This one, they're only releasing red because it was only ever seen in red, because Riker was the only one seen wearing this specific uniform. I know Volante Design is very expensive, but again, I'm a big fan of these guys. They do a really great job. The quality is fantastic with these jackets. It's something that you know is going to last for quite a long while and isn't going to like fall apart within a year like a lot of other brands. And I can confidently say that because I own several jackets from their Star Trek collection. Full disclosure, I do have a discount code with them, which is code STU1701 when you're at checkout, which will give you 5% off your purchase, which in turn, I get a 5% commission if you use my code. But yeah, if you do choose to purchase from Volante, either this or literally anything on their site, be sure to use my code. I really do appreciate it. And if you don't feel like it, I mean, that's fine too. I get it. They are very expensive. But trust me, guys, they're so worth it. It really is just like, it's the last jacket you're ever going to buy. So it may as well be freaking fantastic looking and kind of nerdy because it's a Star Trek jacket. And if you're not into the new Riker jacket, trust me, they got plenty of other Star Trek jackets to choose from, including a Star Trek Online jacket. So yeah, that is going to be everything for this video. Be sure to let me know down in the comments what you think of the new USS Omega or anything else I talked about in this video. And while you're down there, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. If you'd like to further support the channel, you can become a channel member to gain additional channel perks. Check out the affiliate links down below in the pinned comment, which will include my creator code for the Epic Game Store and my discount link for Volante Design. But yeah, like I said, any of those helps out the channel, and I really do appreciate it. Either way, though, thank you so much for watching. My name's Stu, and I will see you guys next time.